Hi, my name's Haley and I'm a registered dietitian with Superstore. It's great to have the opportunity to chat with you today about how I help seniors with their nutrition intake. I work with Atlantic Superstore providing one-on-one counseling for customers.
Hi, my name's Tori. I'm a dietetic intern working with Haley and I'm super excited to be helping out.
So as a dietitian with Superstore, I offer one-on-one counseling for customers and community members on a variety of health conditions and with different health goals. So my clients are people living with diabetes, struggling maybe to learn to eat with heart disease, digestive health concerns, maybe just want to learn how to eat healthier, meal plan, be more organized with their grocery shopping so they're shopping on a budget or things aren't going to waste. So I would say that I see a variety of needs and clients, and I think that's the most exciting part about the job is that I get to meet a variety of people and help all of them with where they're at and what types of things or support that they need. One of the other things that I find a lot of the time with seniors is that they struggle with a low appetite and getting enough food and enough nutrition for overall health. And so a big thing is that I work with them or their caregivers to figure out ways for them to get more nutrition with what they have an appetite for. So how do we bulk up those meals, get more calories, get more nutrients for the opportunities that they are eating? And how can we make those things easy and convenient without adding a bunch of work or having to cook elaborate meals? So anyone in the community can access the dietitian services through Superstore by visiting the store. I have a little table in the store. It kind of moves around a little bit, but you can find the table. It's a big black one that says dietitian on the side. I always have resources there with my contact information. You can just take a free resource, or if you have something where you have more unique needs or need personalized care, then you can reach out to me and we can book an appointment or at least have a quick phone call and see what's going on and see what I can support with. I also offer classes in the grocery store, so oftentimes those classes will be a walk through the aisles catered towards a specific topic. So if you're looking for healthy eating on a budget, or you are looking to manage a condition like diabetes, I offer classes where we can walk through the different aisles, learn to read those nutrition facts labels, and get new ideas for managing those conditions, new ideas for foods and snacks and things that you can incorporate into your meals to help meet your needs and manage your different health conditions. Those classes are often available a few times throughout the year at different times throughout the month, and that would be advertised on the table on my booth, or I'm also on Facebook as well. And my Facebook page is Your Dietitians at Atlantic Superstore NS. You can find any kind of updated classes there, or you can also find them on the New Minus Superstore Facebook page as well. The last thing that I offer are private group sessions for organizations. So I might have an organization come to me like Caregivers Nova Scotia maybe, or the Senior Safety Association or something like that, who might be wanting to offer a group class for a group of people. And so I would cater a custom presentation, cooking class, or interactive class through the store on that given topic for that population. Something I've also done as well is collaborate with community partners to offer accessible information to community members, such as the Seniors Wellness Day we offered at the New Minus Superstore, where we all partnered up and had tables and provided information to community members in an accessible way.
And I also got to be part of a wellness fair as well in another community, and it actually ended up being really successful where seniors were already in the store and we got to connect with them and give them more information than they thought that maybe they would have gotten when they first got out of the store. So they got to connect with community partners, and they got to find out that there were dietitian services, and they got to find out a whole bunch of new information.
So there's a variety of different dietitian services, as I mentioned, and oftentimes when I partner with a community organization, those services would be free of charge for anyone participating, such as a seniors group. If you were to attend a class at the Superstore on a given topic, those classes are typically a $20 fee for an hour-long class where you're getting that information, you're getting resources and recipes to take home, and oftentimes I also provide a free sample as well. And the other service that I offer, the one-on-one counseling, as I mentioned, that does have a fee of $100 for an hour. But I also can direct bill different health insurance plans like Blue Cross, Green Shield, Canada Life, and Chambers of Commerce. And if you have another plan like Manulife or Sun Life, then you'd pay up front, but I would give you a receipt to submit for reimbursement from them. The thing that I love the most about my job as a dietitian is being able to provide customers with the information right where they make their food decisions. Nutrition is such a confusing topic, and there's so much misinformation out there online, and also even just from peers, family, and friends. Everyone's a little bit confused about health and nutrition information, and that's my favorite part, is being able to see the light bulb go off when someone realizes that they can manage their health or they can take care of their needs without it being really confusing, and it can be very sustainable and accessible once they kind of sift through that misinformation. So being able to support someone with managing their own health and going home and taking charge of making those changes on their own is really inspiring to be able to see that change with community members.
Being a student from St. FX and working as an intern under Haley to become a dietitian like her, I have seen a variety of different clients. I've been an intern for almost a year now, and throughout every journey I noticed that some of the biggest struggles are monetary, traveling, just getting general access to healthcare is a really huge problem. So one of the things that we deal with here is that you don't have to go through a hospital in order to find some more information. You can go to your local grocery store and find your local dietitian, where they can help you sift through that misinformation. They can help you find really good alternative, not complicated solutions to get the healthiest diet for your lifestyle that would work best for you. We get to see a lot of different clients, and we get to remind them of the fact that some small successes are actually quite huge, and we get to help them recognize that, oh, you tried a new food. Well, a lot of people would have a problem trying new foods, and even there's a lot of stigma around foods that we can kind of clear up, like, are carbs bad, are carbs good? There's a lot of different misinformation, as we've said before, and it's just really fun navigating that with individual clients and their individual struggles with food, and we can help them kind of get a really simple solution for the best deal that they can find by going through the Superstore.
Oftentimes we see clients and, on social media, everyone's so concerned with making a big change. Like Tori said, sometimes it's about the small successes, and that we think it's only worth it, or it's only a success if you're doing a complete diet overhaul, or if you're on a crash diet where you have to change so much about your lifestyle in order for it to count, right? So as a dietitian, I support my clients with thinking about the things that they can add into their diet instead of thinking about things that they should be taking out. I think in nutrition, there's a big focus around what we need to take out of our diet, what should we be restricting or limiting or depriving ourselves of. And instead, I try to inspire my clients to think about what's one thing that you could add into your diet tomorrow to make a difference, whether in your energy levels, your blood sugars, and your overall wellness, your sleep quality. We often overlook those things because we think it has to be a big, huge change, and we think that the number on the scale has to change in order for it to matter. But even if the number on the scale doesn't change at all, you change something about your diet, you're always going to have a success, or you're always going to have a benefit from adding in nutrients into your diet instead of focusing on what you should take out. So I want to leave you with 3 tips on managing your health and health conditions that I think go a long way. So the first tip is, if you're someone who is managing a chronic disease such as type 2 diabetes or high cholesterol or high blood pressure, the biggest thing is generally having an overall healthy diet. It doesn't have to be a complicated change. It doesn't have to be a diet overhaul. It is thinking about, again, things that you can add into your diet to help manage those conditions. So I'm thinking focusing on getting a good amount of fruits and vegetables in your diet, eating whole grain products like bread, pasta, cereal, oatmeal, eating nuts and seeds or nut butters like peanut butter or almond butter, incorporating legumes like beans, chickpeas, and lentils. Those things can go a long way by just incorporating some more of those if you feel like there's room to work on any of those food groups or foods that you don't typically eat enough of. And if you feel like that's something that's hard for you to do, is you want to eat more of those foods but you're not sure where to start, that is where a dietitian can come in. So if you're struggling with cooking skills or with meal planning, or you're working with a strict budget, is you can still follow those diet recommendations, but we might need to find creative ways in order for you to meet those goals. The other tip that I would give is practice reading some nutrition facts labels. Bring your glasses or your magnifying glass to the grocery store, or have someone support you with reading nutrition facts labels. Do some practice at home where you have a bit more time and good lighting maybe, and look at things like your sodium content and your saturated fat. If you're watching out for your cholesterol or blood pressure, we're looking for 15% or less of your sodium or saturated fat from a serving of food, and limiting things like added sugars and getting more fiber. So with the fiber, we're looking for 15% or more. If reading nutrition facts labels is something that you don't do a lot of, then I do have resources on reading nutrition facts labels, and you can find those on my table at the store, or I'm happy to send them by email or give them to you in the store if you pop by.
So sometimes you will find yourself eating and cooking for one or two people, and it could be a huge change, especially if you had that big family life and you were used to cooking for 4 or more people at the same time. Working as a dietetic intern, I got to figure out and gather in a lot of tips and tricks. So one of them would be shopping with a friend and sharing some of the bigger products, or some of the products where you buy 2 and they're cheaper than just buying 1 product. So you can kind of share in that and then separate it in half later on. Another tip would be getting those bigger packages and separating them later on. Another one are to get staples, so dry pantry staples like pasta, rice, oats, all the really things that stay in your pantry for a really long time. Things like apples, oranges, carrots, potatoes, those are usually the ones that last longer in your fridge, so they'll be the best staples to get for lasting the longest. And then finally, you would want to look at labels in the store. So again, don't forget your glasses. There's a unit price, and in the unit price, it'll tell you like 0.10 cents per 100 grams. And sometimes when something looks like it's cheaper, you can double check that to make sure that you're getting the best bang for your buck type deal. And then going home and preparing these foods before you put them in the fridge, in case you get home and you run out of energy and then you don't feel like preparing the foods, those foods can go bad in your fridge. So instead of just stuffing them all in your fridge, try to prepare those vegetables, kind of rinse them and put them in Tupperware, so that all you have to do later on is go in your fridge and then pick at those vegetables that are already prepared. And then batch cooking would be another good way of always making sure that you have something in your freezer for you, especially on those days that you may have less energy. And then you can make sure that you have that nutritious, balanced meal, but it was already done when you had that energy. So another really good tip and trick would be to make sure that you plan your meals. So if you're planning on making that lasagna or that spaghetti at the end of the day for your dinner, make sure you go through your pantry, your fridge, and if you don't have it, make your list before going to the grocery store, so that when you go to the grocery store, you'll know exactly what you need.
So when you're shopping for those different types of products that might have some added sugar for sweetness, like cereal, yogurt, granola bars, my recommendation would be to look for about 8 grams of sugar or less per serving. So for 1 granola bar or 1 container of yogurt or 1 cup of cereal, about 8 grams of sugar or 2 teaspoons is a pretty good area to stick within. When you're eating foods with sugar, or you're trying to manage blood sugars, or even just keep yourself full, another really important thing to consider is how much fiber you're getting from your food. So for something that does have added sugars, say 8 grams of sugar in your cereal, the more fiber that you have, the more your body is going to be able to digest those sugars slowly. So we're looking for about 4 grams of fiber in a cereal. And when you have that 4 grams of fiber, then your body is able to slow down your digestion, and then you don't get spikes in your blood sugar, and it actually keeps you fuller for longer because fiber takes longer to digest in our stomach. And so that helps with our feeling of fullness, helps with our blood sugars, Fiber also helps with lowering our cholesterol and keeps us regular. So as another example, if we think about fruit, I know a lot of clients have come to me concerned about eating fruit because it can be higher in sugar, but those natural sugars are also mixed with fiber typically. When you're having an apple, you're having the skin, or there's fiber in the flesh. When you're having berries, you've got lots of fiber in there from your seeds. So even though you're getting sugar, you're also getting fiber in there. So if you think about the benefits of having a whole piece of fruit compared to drinking a glass of juice, you're going to be getting more vitamins and minerals and more fiber from eating that whole piece of fruit. So it's okay that it has those natural sugars in there because the fiber is helping our body to digest it. Well, thank you so much for listening. I'm so glad that I had the opportunity to share my tips and tricks with you, and I hope that you feel more confident about the information that a dietitian can provide, as well as some ways that you might be able to navigate the grocery store and prepare healthy foods for yourself to manage your health conditions or work within your budget. If you have questions or if you'd like to reach out to me, I'm happy to answer any questions or have a chat with you. You can reach me at 902-521-4261. That's my direct line, and you can leave me a message and I'd be happy to give you a call. You can also reach me by email. My email is hewing@loblaw.ca. I'm very active on social media, so you can follow the whole dietitian team in Nova Scotia on Facebook at Your Atlantic Superstore Dietitians NS. We post lots of meal ideas, tips and tricks, and any kind of events we have going on in the store on that Facebook page. We have posts every single day. And if you're just looking for more information about the dietitian services through Superstore, you can visit www.dietitianservices.com.
It was great being here today and sharing some information with you. I hope I get to go out in the community as a dietitian and connect with you all.